Welcome to another edition of Raw Arsenal. In this video, we will be reviewing our recent performance against Manchester City at home, matchday 5 in the English Premier League 2025-2026 season, which we drew 1-1. The initial reaction is one of what could have been of disappointment. Like many fans, were wondering what could have been if a more creative player or a different, less defensive-minded player, because Marino is creative, had started in his place. In my opinion, Zubimendi, Rice, and Marino have attacking and defensive qualities. We've seen Zubimendi's attacking qualities against Nottingham Forest most recently. Some of us didn't quite realize that was there, but the clues were there since pre-season. You recall that he had assisted Gyökeres's first goal in Arsenal colours against Atletico Bilbao, and Marino has been a poacher for us in many games last year, including in the Champions League quarterfinals rather. Rice has scored some big goals for us. Manchester United fixtures come to mind, as well as the Champions League quarterfinals. But when I say they're too similar, what I'm meant to say is that what I'm specifically saying is that they defend in a similar way. For example, you'll notice that the first goal that we conceded against Manchester City came about because Zubimendi, Marino and Rice all went to tackle the same player. I believe it is Bernardo Silva. And in other words, the way they like to defend is to be drawn to the ball carrier. Norgard is different. He guards space. This could be tactics as well, but what kind of tactics allows your three midfielders to all approach the ball carrier for one player? Arsenal's, rather Man City's number 4, the new signing, his name eludes me, was playing in midfield in the number 8 role, sees that and runs forward past the congestion. Bernardo Silva sees him. Reinders, that's the name. So Reinders runs past the congestion, seeing the space. Bernardo Silva feeds him, and they're off 2v2, which becomes a 3v2 because of Haaland's pace, as well as the tactics and positioning of our fullbacks, which is always upfield. So Calafiori nowhere in sight, and that's because of the tactics. can't blame that goal on Saliba or Gabriel. You blame it on the chemistry or the tactics of the midfielders there. Aside from that, you've got to say we defended pretty well. With the exception of that moment where Doku found some space on the left-hand flank, dribbling close to the touchline and now taking off. I think a ball finds him, which takes well, what I remember is that Timber and Saliba both approach the ball carrier, Doku, and a gap opens up in between Saliba and Gabriel. And Saliba is the one who's approaching the ball carrier. Timber joins Doku for some reason, instead of tracking back where Saliba would have been as a centre back. And our number 6 was Zubimendi. Zubimendi is always pushing up, which I kind of like. I'm starting to like that. But Rice is nowhere there, and how can he be really with the current tactics? He's more of on the left-hand side of the midfield triangle. What a midfield double pivot is on the left-hand side, so you can't really blame Rice. But unless the tactics is, if Zubimendi pushes up, Rice has got to hang back, which I think it is. So I'm not sure why Rice isn't there. Anyway, Doku sees the space and Haaland sees the space as well before him and makes a run into that space. Doku finds him, and if it wasn't for Haaland's vision, they probably would have scored again, because Bernardo Silva is on the outside of Gabriel, and if Haaland drills a ball into the box, into the danger zone, in between the goalkeeper and Gabriel, in between Ryan and Gabriel, then Bernardo Silva, I think, would have gotten on the end of that. But Haaland decides to shoot, and he can be lethal from that distance as well. But he shoots into Raya's breast, and Eze, who actually has dropped back, our number 10, where Rice normally, or Zubimendi normally, you'd expect to be, as they're at the base of our midfield triangle. I really like that, because Eze was watching the space. So Eze, in that sense, is different to the Zubimendis, the Rices, the Marinos, in terms of reading space, as opposed to running to the ball carrier. And I believe he exceeds Waneri in this aspect. Waneri in pre-season, he wasn't really jogging back, really. He was, but I think that's starting to change. Against Nottingham Forest, you saw him dropping in to receive the ball from our defence to start our attacks. And I was surprised Waneri didn't start or come on this game. But Eze proved to be the difference maker. And a lot of us in hindsight are saying, what if he started in the number 10? Trossard, I believe, earned a starting place given his form in 2 games, not even 2 games, guys, because he came on at the end against against Nottingham Forest, and at the end of Atletico Bilbao, the final third of the game, and he made a difference each time, bagging 2 assists and a goal. So I'm not surprised why Trossard by his selection, but and he had a good moment where he on the edge of the box he cuts back with his right foot and swings in a ball reminiscent of his assist. Zubimendi is there as well, but he's beaten in the air. It's fair to say that Pep putting Guardiola as centre back proved to be quite a strategic move there, and really cut Gyökeres out of the game in the air, and they prevented the ball to him from what I saw most of the time. So we struggled to go down the middle only until Martinelli comes on. He makes a beautiful run, sees the space, and Eze sees the run and delivers a lovely lofted ball, which Martinelli catches as he did against Bilbao with expert control, and in the vein of Martinelli of 4 seasons ago, makes an instinctual lob which bounces into the roof of the right hand corner of the net, and it's fantastic, and reminds me kind of the goal we scored against Atletico Bilbao, where Odegaard finds Gyökeres down the middle, who bounces back to Odegaard, and Martinelli runs towards or in behind Gyökeres towards the center, and is found by Odegaard, who passes to Saka. Saka had some decent moments, Madueke too. It'll be interesting to see the battle for that position take place, especially with it being unknown Saka's how Saka finished the game, but he looks to be back 100% or close to 100%. Otherwise, obviously, he wouldn't have started. He wouldn't have come on. Zubimendi played well. I've heard some commentary saying he didn't, but he was lively in attack, and he had a shot in the edge of the box. From a rebound, the ball came to him, and similar to Nottingham Forest, and he just misses the top right corner, and there's enough power on that shot to get past mostly imperious Donnarumma if the ball is on target, but it's just over the bar on the right hand side. Rice had a quiet game, in my opinion, but in terms of attacking input, but evidently important in possession. We had most of the possession, and in stopping most Manchester City attacks before they started. Let me know what you thought in the comments. But I guess to conclude, It's very important we didn't lose this match. It's still quite early in the season. Yes, we're 5 points behind Liverpool now. We're at the top of the table. But I believe we showed something. We showed enough heart, enough belief. And the timing of the equalizer, you know, that's how we know about that. And we can see that's important to being a title contender or a victor, because Liverpool have scored many goals past the 80th minute to win matches. I believe Arteta will take a few points from this, as you'd expect any manager, and we move on to the next game. Let me know what you thought in the comments. Subscribe and like, much appreciated. God bless. I'm out.